There is a moment in the journey to financial independence that almost nobody talks about clearly. It's the moment when your money starts doing more work than you ever could and your money becomes more important than your effort. The moment when your contributions stop being the driver of your future and your capital quietly takes over. This is the exact moment when investing shifts from effort-based growth to system-based growth, and most people don't even realize when they've crossed it. The exact moment contributions stop being the main driver of your retirement outcome, and most people either miss it entirely or reach it too late to benefit from it. For years, people are told that investing is about discipline, sacrifice, and consistency. Save every month, invest every paycheck, and keep contributing no matter what. That advice is correct, but there comes a point where continuing to focus on contributions gives you a false sense of control, because the truth is, your future is no longer determined by what you add, but by what you've already built. Understanding this moment changes how you think about work, risk, stress, and time. It changes how you relate to money entirely, and missing it can cause people to overwork, oversave, panic unnecessarily, or delay living their lives long after they've already won. The reason this moment is rarely explained properly is because it doesn't feel essential, as there's no sudden explosion in your account balance. It's a silent shift in the math, a quiet takeover where compounding becomes the dominant force and your contributions fade into the background. To understand this moment, you first need to understand the two phases of investing: the contribution phase and the compounding phase. In the early years, contributions matter more than returns. Your portfolio grows mostly because of what you add, not because of what it earns. If you invest $10,000 a year and your portfolio earns $1,200, your effort is doing almost all the work. The system is still weak. It needs constant input just to move forward. This is why early investing feels hard and unrewarding. You sacrifice, stay consistent, and the results feel small. But this phase is not about results, it's about construction. You are building the engine and assembling the system that will eventually run on its own. As time passes, something subtle starts to happen. Your portfolio grows large enough that the returns themselves become meaningful. Not exciting yet, but noticeable. A few years later, those returns start to rival your annual contributions. This is the crossover zone, and it's one of the most misunderstood stages of wealth building. People often think the goal is when returns equal contributions, but that's not the moment contributions stop mattering. That's just the warning sign that you're getting close. At this point, your effort and your capital are still sharing the workload. You're still pushing the car, but now the engine has started to turn over. The exact moment contributions stop mattering is when your annual returns consistently exceed what you can reasonably contribute without increasing your risk. This is when the math flips permanently. From that point forward, even aggressive saving barely moves the needle compared to what compounding does on its own. This is the moment when time becomes more powerful than effort. Let's make this understandable with actual math. If your portfolio generates $40,000 a year in average returns, and you can only contribute $10,000, then your effort represents just 20% of your growth. Even if you doubled your contributions, your future trajectory barely changes. Your capital is now the primary driver. The system has taken over. This moment is not about net worth. It's about velocity and how fast your money moves without your help. Once your returns are large enough, adding more money feels like pouring a cup of water into a moving river. It doesn't hurt, but it doesn't change the direction either. This is why people who reach this stage often feel strangely disconnected from their investments. The emotional payoff of saving disappears. Contributions stop feeling meaningful. And if you don't understand what's happening, this can feel demotivating or confusing. But this is not a problem. It's the entire point. The reason contributions no longer matter is because compound growth is exponential. Contributions are linear. Linear effort can never compete with exponential systems over long periods of time. At first, linear effort dominates. Later, it becomes irrelevant. This is also why late starters struggle so much. When time is short, contributions never get a chance to fade into the background. Effort stays dominant, which makes the process exhausting and fragile. The earlier you build the engine, the sooner you reach the moment where effort is optional. Another critical detail people miss is that this moment does not mean you stop working or stop investing. It means you stop needing to invest to reach your destination. Those are two very different things. From a mathematical perspective, your retirement outcome is now locked in, assuming reasonable returns and no catastrophic behavior. From a psychological perspective, this is incredibly powerful. You no longer need to grind out savings to feel secure. Your future exists independently of your next paycheck. This is where many people make a mistake. They continue behaving as if they are still in the contribution phase. They obsess over saving rates. They stress over small expenses. They delay joy, all while their portfolio is quietly doing more than enough without them. At this stage, the biggest threat to your future is no longer insufficient saving, it's interference. Interference shows up as panic selling, unnecessary risk-taking, or constantly changing strategies. When contributions don't matter anymore, behavior matters more than ever. One bad decision can undo what decades of compounding built. This is why people with large portfolios often underperform the math. They mistake activity for control. They try to optimize something that no longer needs optimizing. They forget that stability is now the priority, not acceleration. Another reason this moment is misunderstood is because people confuse it with financial independence. Financial independence is about income replacement. This moment is about growth independence. You may still need to work. You may still choose to invest, but your future no longer depends on it. This distinction matters because it changes how you approach risk. Before this moment, risk is necessary. You need growth. You need exposure. After this moment, risk becomes optional. The system already works. Your job shifts from builder to protector. This is where the conversation around one more year syndrome comes from. People hit the point where contributions don't matter, but emotionally they don't trust it. So they keep going and going and going, not because they need to, but because they don't recognize the transition. The exact moment contributions stop mattering is also when flexibility explodes. You can change careers, reduce hours, take breaks, start projects that don't pay immediately. Time becomes an asset again, and ironically, this is when many people are too burned out to enjoy it. That's why understanding this moment early matters. Not so you stop investing, but so you stop postponing life unnecessarily. There is also a dangerous myth that this moment requires millions. It doesn't. It requires enough capital relative to your expenses and enough time for compounding to dominate. For someone with modest lifestyle needs, this moment arrives much earlier than people think. Another thing people don't realize is that inflation doesn't erase this moment, it delays it. If your system is built correctly, growth still outpaces erosion. Contributions still fade in importance over time. The math still holds. Taxes and fees don't erase it either. They affect the speed, not the destination. The real killers are behavior and time interruption. This is why the worst thing you can do near this stage is quit investing entirely out of boredom or overconfidence. Even though contributions don't matter much, consistency still reinforces the system. It keeps you engaged without requiring sacrifice. The calmest investors are the ones who understand this phase. They don't chase returns, panic at downturns, or micromanage. They let the system run because they know the system is already strong. If you take nothing else from this, understand this. The goal of investing is not to save forever. The goal is to reach a point where saving is optional, where time, not effort, determines the outcome. That is the exact moment contributions stop mattering. And if you don't recognize it when it arrives, you risk spending the rest of your life acting like you're still at the beginning, long after you've already built something powerful.